Welcome to Champaign, Illinois, home of the Illinois Fighting Illini, who welcome in the Army Black Knights and the Greenville Panthers today to Huff Hall for men's gymnastics on Big Ten Plus. I'm Andrew Berkey alongside Jan and Haber, and we've got a good one today. 3 star-studded squads. The Illini are led by their star, Brandon Dang.
Dang recently secured the Pommel Horse title at Winter Cup, naming him to the USA national team. He'll be sent overseas for some international assignments, trying to bring home some medals for the U.S.
And he's going to represent the red, white, and blue. He's been representing the orange and blue just fine so far. For Greenville, let's look at Jackson Clapper, who you actually got to talk to during his recruiting.
Yeah, this right here is an amazing kid. He's sweet. He's got great energy, and the Panthers are going to need that today.
They'll use all the energy they can get after making the 2-hour trip to Champaign. Looking at Army now, Max Pabayan, 9th in Pommel Horse. Him and Brandon Dang are going to have a huge competition set up for them today.
Yeah, it'll be a fun head-to-head for sure. It's going to be really interesting seeing how their styles on Pommel Horse differ. And at the end of the day, we want to see that score, who's going to put up the bigger number.
We're ready to get this one started. We're fired up. And we're almost underway here at historic Huff Hall. Illinois is going to be starting on the floor. Greenville will start on Pommel Horse, and Army's going to head on over to the ring. So setting up for this first event, Jan, what are all 3 teams trying to do?
Well, right now, all teams are just looking to put some good scores down, open up with some of their easier routines maybe. Just trying to get something started, something to build off of, some momentum going. And
how important is it to get that strong start?
Oh, God, it is so important in this sport. There is so much that goes into every set, and that energy is just essential for pushing your team to do the best and put up those big scores.
And taking a look at the Illini, we were talking about it, decimated by injuries, but you said Coach Ribeiro and his staff has a plan to get this team back on track.
Yeah, Dan is the man with the plan. He uses numbers to pick his lineup. So Illinois has a system that they use to choose their lineups, and they're ready. They've put in the work. They've showed the scores, and they have this depth that they can use.
Looking at the season high for Greenville on rings, it's going to be Army that starts out over there. Greenville's going to be on Pommel Horse. We're giving you a little sneak peek there about what you're going to see in the next rotation for Greenville. And a pretty good turnout today. We said you're never sure with the men's and women's teams, especially with the women's competing at the same day today. They're in Maryland for the Big 4 meet. But a great turnout and a great fans today.
Yeah, absolutely. We love Illinois loves the fans. It's always good to have them out here cheering with everyone. Everyone gets cheers. A very supportive crowd.
And they're going to need all the support today. Illinois ranked number 5 in the country. Army comes in at 11, and Greenville comes in at 12. Illinois is ranked 4th in the country, though, on floor, one of their better events.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to see them on floor. They've got some pretty big skills coming up.
And for Army, who's on the still rings, they're going to be ranked 9th in the country. And Greenville on Pommel is going to be ranked 9th as well. And the touch period is concluded, so they're going to start it up. And we're starting on floor with Nathan Whitaker, the freshman from Lexington, Kentucky, looking to get the Illini underway.
Mr. 859 is what the Illinois guys call him. Or that's what he calls himself, and we follow. Starting it off with a great Randy, small hop at the end. Little confident on that kick out, almost costed him more than he would have liked.
His best on floor, 13-7.
All right, a little rough there, but he worked out of it. Loses the connection bonus. That was supposed to be a layout there. Let's see if he can make it back. There it is. That's good. A big focus for these gymnasts is not necessarily doing perfect, because perfection is sometimes impossible, but getting as close as you can to it. So minimizing and fighting for every landing, every deduction. Let's see what he can do on this dismount. Oh, wonderful. He finds it. Great way to pull it back.
And a great recovery there by Whitaker. He's fired up almost as much as we were in the open, heading over to Pommel Horse. Here is Greenville. It's Ricky Mays. Mays, the junior from Houston, Texas. His best this season on pommels, a 13.15.
Great dismount. You want to see it fly up like that. There was a little bit of hesitation, but overall, really great set.
Good start for the Panthers as well. Moving on over to the rings for Army.
Over here, it's all about strength, swing, and getting those holds, making it undeniable. Wow, very well done. You need to hold those 2 seconds. Sometimes you can count a little quick in your head, though. But these are looking rock solid.
This is Gabe Almeida, the senior from North Kingston, Rhode Island.
Fantastic. It's really hard to keep your arms straight and to keep those rings from wiggling all over the place during these skills. But he's doing a great job.
He got a 12.925 in their last meet. At the All-Academy Championships. Good start for all 3 teams so far. Now we're going to go on back to floor to watch the Illini, but first let's look at the replay of this dismount. Now for Illinois, it's going to be Vahe Petrosian.
I believe this is his floor debut for this season, but he's been putting a lot of work in the gym. And you can see it, he's nailing these passes so far.
And you would be correct, his floor debut did not compete last time out the Illini against Michigan, but back in the lineup here, part of that, like we said, the injuries. And so far, a good start for him. The Illini fans cheering behind him.
All right, that's a solid set for the Illini.
Do you think there's any extra nerves, especially with this being his first time debuting on floor this season?
I mean, absolutely. There's always nerves. Dan, mental training. The team tries to create situations that feel like competition, and they try to work through that. So I think they're more than prepared.
Now we're watching Jacob Foster from Greenville, the junior, hailing from Knoxville, Tennessee. And the Greenville fans that made the trip are just as excited as he is.
Yeah, that was a great set, and he's got the energy to back it up. Love to see that.
Whitaker's score on floor came in. It's a 13.15. Almeida's score on rings is a 12.75. We're watching Jaden Blank on rings right now for the Black Knights. And Ricky Mays on the pommel, 12.65.
All right, solid set for the Black Knights.
And now you can hear it, one of the fan favorites, Amari Sewell, the senior, taking the floor for the Fighting Illini.
I swear this guy has springs in his legs the way he jumps. It's incredible.
And the springs are on display right there.
Another big pass here. A little shaky on the press, but got there. And now the infamous scale. New to the rules. Gymnasts are now required to do a scale, even if they don't count it in their routine. And there you hear that bell. That's a 10-second bell. Got to get a move on. Oh, what a finish. Great, even under the pressure.
Sewell bows to the crowd. The senior from Bowie, Maryland, who actually has some history with J.D. Reeve, the Army head coach. We can get into that later in the broadcast. A little sneak peek, a little tease there for everyone at home. Back over on the pommel horse, Matthew Roth will take it for the Panthers. And on floor, Petrosian's score came in, boosting Illinois' total up to 26.95.
This is a really great swing. Very extended, good pressure on top.
His teammate before him, Roth, got a 13.3, boosting him up to a 25 even.
Wow. Amazing set. Very, very well done.
Everyone pumped up, including the Panthers head coach, Zach Peters, Nebraska alum, the youngest head coach here, only 25 years old. Back on over to the rings. Joseph Busselmeyer for the Black Knights. Senior from Phoenix, Arizona, and has been a staple in the Black Knights lineup for the last 4 seasons.
He's doing a really great job so far. But here it comes. A little tired. Absolutely, that was a massive triple back. I saw him stick that in warm-up too. I thought it was gonna come through. Not quite, a little short. But you know, it's early in the season, and that is a big dismount.
Big aspirations, the execution not quite there, but like you said, able to do it in warm-ups. He's gonna want that one back. Garrett Shuley's gonna be on the floor for the Orange and Blue, the sophomore.
Massive opening pass, double-double laid out. Incredible.
Sewell's score came in, a 13.75.
And viewers, I want to remind you that the scale is actually really hard. And if you think that's not the case, you know, just give it a try right now in your home. You know, give it a go. It's pretty tricky.
I know I couldn't get out there and do it. Maybe give you a couple somersaults there, but I don't know if the judges would love that. Definitely can't be doing what Shuley's doing right now, putting on a show, that's for sure.
All right, finds a dismount. That would be a solid score for the Illini.
And vibes are high for the home team. It's going to be Andres Esquivel Garza to wrap things up on the pommel horse. He's a sophomore from Katy, Texas. And last time out, you got a 13-9.
Yeah, that is a big score. Now with the new rule change, any scores around 13-3 to 13-5 in that range, those are considered good scores. Anything above that, great. Lower is like, okay. So 13-9 is fantastic. If he can repeat that, he'll make the Illini sweat a little. Ooh, a little bit of struggle on that. Still a great set, regardless. It is a deduction landing on the wrong side of the horse, but he got that up to handstand, so he'll get credit for the dismount.
You saw Busselmeyer's score just came in as we watch the replay of the dismount. Here he's taking the rings for the Black Knights. Shuli's score, you said, is going to be a pretty good one. Try 13.55, falls right in your scale of pretty good.
Sure does, yeah. That would be a great way to describe it. Pretty good.
So after rotation one, Illinois is going to have 54.25 points to their name.
This guy can swing. That was a beautiful Yamawaki there. Great shoulders, great flexibility. Oh, and a beautiful connection right to the dismount. That is some of that lost artistry, that style. You know, it's a little harder to do it connected, but it looks good.
And what a surprise you tell you, he's only a freshman. From Sarasota, Florida. A good start there. We saw Illinois' floor score final 54.25. Still waiting on the pommel horse's score. Roth got a 14-1. And like you said, anything over that 13-9 mark is really good.
Oh, yeah.
So Roth's going to love that score. As we wait for the conclusion there, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Welcome back here to Huff Hall. We have a couple replays there. Watching Amari Sewell and Illinois in the lead after rotation 1. What stood out to you?
I mean, their floor looked great. They got a lot of landings down. They got a lot of sticks. And when there were mistakes, they fought really hard to bring that back. So you'd see a lot of those 1/10 hops trying to minimize those steps, even on the easier passes, so that you can allow for a larger deduction on a bigger pass. And so now the Illini are going into Pommel Horse, one of their strongest events, and they're looking to keep that momentum going.
And one of their strongest events might be a bit of an understatement. They're the #1 Pommel Horse team in the country, and like we talked about in the Open, led by Brandon Dang, who just took home the Winter Cup. Let's catch you up on a couple other scores. On Pommel Horse, Andres Esquivel Garza got a 12.25, so they're at 52.3. And for Army on the still rings, Jaden Blank had a 12.250. And Connor Heary, that freshman we just saw, a 12.85. But they're in third with 50.3. So we're going to head on over to the floor. It's going to be Aguilar to start things off. Ben Aguilar, the freshman. This is actually his first collegiate appearance.
Starting off with a great double front. Already seems he's handling the pressure well enough. Oh, fantastic. Ben is not missing a beat here. He is calm, he is cool, he's collected.
And you were once a freshman on the Illinois team. Could you talk about those nerves that do happen? We talked about it last rotation, but this first ever collegiate appearance, not only a debut on an event.
Well, it's a whole different ball game. As a junior, you're competing for yourself. Making mistakes doesn't really amount to much. It's just on you. Great finish. But being on a team, being on the big stage, there's a lot of pressure. You're doing it for not just for yourself, but for the boys, for the university. There's a lot on the line, and that pressure can really get to you. Not Ben, though.
Obviously, a strong start for the Black Knights. Now over on Pommel Horse, it's Connor Miklos, the junior from Chesapeake, Virginia. Didn't compete last time against Michigan, but thrusted back into the lineup.
It's such an incredible Pommel Horse lineup. It's really hard to break into it, but don't confuse anything. Mickey here is a really great Pommel Horse swinger. Dismount flies up to land on the wrong side. That's a deduction, but the Illini are going to take that. That is still a great set.
And you can see the smile across his face. He's going to be okay with it. Back on over to the still rings, Ricky Mays, who led off the Pommel Horse for the Panthers. He's also leading off the rings. You got a 12.65 on the pommel.
Ricky is an incredible gymnast, very talented, very hardworking, so strong. Look at these positions. Wow. And he can do it all. I'm pretty sure he does all around. He is fantastic.
He's competed all around in the past. He won't be doing that today. But you can see why they love him in almost every event based off his first 2 outings today. And the Panthers are going to take that one. An impressive start over on the rings. Let's see a quick replay. And they'll take that clean dismount. Back on over to the floor for Army. It's going to be Cass Johnston. He's a freshman. He's competed in every meet so far. So another one of the strong freshmen that Coach J.D. Reeve has brought into this program.
Cash has incredible lines, great form. You can see in the toe point, very aesthetic gymnastics.
And Ben Aguilar had a strong start for Army. He got a 13.85. Talk about not only his debut on floor, but collegiate debut as well.
Great lines. Oh. That's tough to see. A little just short on that. You know, those routines are hard. They're tiring. And at the end of a set, you can get pretty winded. Not quite have enough juice to get around.
Mikulo's score came in on pommel horse. He got a 13.45. Now it's going to be Will Hauka, the fifth-year senior from Indianapolis, Indiana. He got a 13.65 against Michigan last time out.
Will Hawk, the veteran, knows how to handle situations, even one such as this, where he finds himself off of the pommel horse. You can see him chatting with our coach, Illinois' coach. Usually after a fall, you'll make sure you're on the same page with your coach, see if you need to repeat the skill for credit or just move on.
Well, and you say our coach because you are a student manager with the team. You were on the team a couple of years ago.
I am.
And we're loving the analysis so far today.
I'm doing my best. It's tricky. It's tricky to be impartial. I love Illinois. But there are a lot of really, really great gymnasts out here. A lot of really great guys. So it'll be a good day no matter what.
Hauka 2024 pommel horse All-American.
Great finish by Will. You know, the fall is super unfortunate, but if you can get up and finish it like that.
Back on over to rings. You're right, that is what it's all about, a strong finish as you see the dismount there. Back on the rings, this is going to be Jacob Foster, the junior. Only his fourth appearance this season.
Generally speaking, gymnasts are pretty short, but once in a while you'll see some of these taller, lankier guys, and sometimes that length offers a unique advantage. And as I say that, he sticks to dismount. Fantastic set.
I think he's going to take that advantage. And so far, two very good routines from the Panthers on the rings. They're actually 15th in the country in this event, not looking like the 15th ranked team today.
Definitely not. Putting up some numbers.
Cash Johnson's score came in, it's 11-5 as we're back here on the floor. This is going to be Max Rubin, a sophomore from Daniel Beach, Florida, a floor specialist. He's competed in every meet last year on floor as well.
As you can see, some of these opening sets are a little easier, and we have these gymnasts trying to go for sticks, going for perfection, for cleanliness. And then towards the end, you know, the third and fourth guys, you start seeing a little bit more difficulty. So it's popping up, it's getting a little more exciting now.
And is a lot of that trying to get into a rhythm?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, floor is different than other events. There's a lot of downtime. You can kind of reset after every pass. And there we go. Lovely finish.
So after a bit of a slip there in the middle of the routine, he has a strong finish there, just like you said.
Yeah, someone must have put baby powder on the floor the way these guys are slipping all over the place.
A little slippery. Might have to go clean it up ourselves. Preston Nye on the pommel horse. His season high is a 14.35.
Got a little bit of insider info on this guy. I don't want to jinx him or anything, but he's been looking really, really good. Oh, my God.
The announcer's jinx hits again. Nye came in fourth in pommel horse at the Winter Cup. All around, he finished 22.
Yeah, in Winter Cup, that's the place where all the biggest names are, all the best gymnasts in the country are. So being in that list is an accomplishment in of itself.
Especially coming in fourth when the person that came in first is your teammate. I know Coach Ribeiro is going to be happy with that.
Absolutely. And I know the Illini will be looking towards Brandon Dang to help them out here.
Hawk score came in, it's a 12-6.
We have another mistake from Preston Nye here. All he's got is a dismount. He's going to try to go up and do that perfectly.
You talk about the perseverance that these athletes have to show. And like you said, Nye, one of the hardest workers that you've seen, and he's looking to finish strong right now.
And he will.
And greeted by his teammates, we're going to move back on over to the rings where Elijah Cruz will be the third athlete to compete for the Panthers. Max Rubin score just came in on floor. It's a 12-7.
Great cross. You can see his open hands there, showing that he does not have his wrists on the rings. Pretty much just showing how strong he is, letting us know.
And Foster's score comes in. It's going to be a 12.05. So not the score the Panthers were looking for.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Pulling out of that is incredibly difficult. I was a rings guy myself, and, you know, I maybe ever did that once. Solid finish to the set. And, man, I love the energy these Greenville guys are bringing.
And you see him show off the logo afterwards. As we take a look at the dismount, I think the best part is seeing all of his teammates there simultaneously fist pumping.
Yeah.
Doesn't get much better than that. Back on over to floor is going to be Joe Busselmeyer, the senior. Like I said before, only his third meet this season. He got a 13.375 last time out. That was at the All-Academy Championships where Army finished in third behind Air Force and Navy, two very good teams as well. He limps off a little gimpy afterwards.
I hope he's all right.
Hate to see that. We'll see it one more time here.
Gymnasts are always aching, though, so.
Yeah, I feel like you guys are always going to be in pain.
Yeah.
And now for the main event, Brandon Dang taking the pommel horse.
Oh, and he's doing his more difficult set today. Trying to maximize his score, and he is doing fantastic already. Just very smooth, cutting through the air like butter. Too easy for him. Let's see what he can do here. Wow, full difficulty on the dismount. Absolutely incredible.
A little shrug afterwards. Yeah. Talk about swagger, Brandon Dang.
He knows he's good.
You could almost say, dang, he's good. It was too easy, I had to.
No, you're good. That's what we call him. Call him Dang. Johnny Dang, you know.
And you can tell why he's one of the top pommel horsers in the country. Back on over to rings. It's going to be Ethan Poole, the junior from Murray, Utah. Has competed in every meet this season. Elijah Cruz score came in. It's a 12-2. Talk about a home court advantage. You hear the I chants during the rings routine.
Does not seem to be phasing him, though, as he sticks that dismount. Fantastic.
And you might be hearing some Panthers chants soon after that one. Let's take one more look. And all scores are in on the floor, so Army's moving their score up to 101.85 thanks to Busselmeyer's 13-5, so a solid finish for the Black Knights. We'll wait for the rest of the scores to come in right after this break. Welcome back to Huff Hall as we're about to get the third rotation underway. And we're going to say a couple replays, but let's look at the rings from Greenville. A strong performance for them. What stood out to you?
I mean, the Greenville gymnasts, they are very clean. They have great lines. You can tell they work a lot on keeping those arms straight, getting those handstands really nice and straight.
And they were led by Ethan Poole with a 12-9. Sorry to cut you off there.
No, you're fine. The ring scores have been kind of low today. We haven't seen anything in the 13s, if I'm correct. And that's just the nature of rings sometimes. It's a really tricky event to have perfectly refined. And there are a lot of places to take deductions. Like in the handstand, every wobble is 1/10. That's, those can add up really, really quickly.
And like you said, nobody over 13. Ethan Poole has the highest score right now with a 12-9. And this is the guy we talked about in the open on floor, Jackson Clapper. We talked about the energy he's going to bring. Let's see it right now on floor.
Got a pretty fun pass coming up. 3.5 twist. Oh, I'm a liar. He warmed it up, but the triple is still very beautiful.
And we'll keep you updated with the scores. Brandon Dang just came in, 14-7 on the pommel horse. That boosts Illinois total up after rotation 2 to 107.25. The Panthers are following with a 101.95. And just behind him are the Black Knights with a 101.85.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, you talk about energy.
Almost started heading the wrong way. Yeah, talk about energy. That was great. That was a great set, very clean, great landings.
Yeah, he might be just as fired up as we are. Let's move on over to Aguilar on the pommel horse. The freshman with his second appearance of today. And he had a pretty strong collegiate debut just about 10 minutes ago on floor.
Let's see if he can do it again for the horse lineup.
He got a 13.85 on floor. That's the highest for everybody today.
This has been done really well so far. We'll finish up with the triple rush and dismount. We'd like to see a little more amplitude on that. It's supposed to kind of come up a little more. But otherwise, it's really well done.
Now it's going to be Kyle Mayotte for the Fighting Illini in still rings. And like you said, lower scores today. The boys in orange and blue are going to look to change that before this rotation is over.
I think it's going to come down to those handstands. How solid can they be for the Illini? A little bit of hesitation on that. Those are supposed to be completely smooth, and they're supposed to roll through. Another cross, though, displaying his strength. And there it is. There's that struggle coming through a little bit. A little low on the dismount as well. I'm curious to see what kind of number they give that, considering the way judging's been going on rings today.
It's been one of the tougher events, like you said. A little sidestep after the dismount. We're going to move back on over to floor. And it's going to be Andres Esquivel Garza, the sophomore. Clapper's score just came in. It's a 13-8. So a strong start for the Panthers.
I can definitely see them making up some ground here. They're a great floor team. They got some good floor workers.
Good for 12th in the country. Army's also going to come in at 7th on the pommel horse, and Illinois is the 5th still rings team too. So we're just seeing star-studded squads after star-studded squads today.
It's a new requirement in men's gymnastics. Now you have to dismount with a double flipping skill. And so that's why you're seeing all these double pikes, double backs. And it's tricky. You know, at the end of a routine, you're pretty tired, and you gotta gear up to do 2 flips.
Muster up what strength you have left. And now for Army, it's going to be Jake Prabhakaran, another freshman on this talented Black Knights team.
A little pause there, but otherwise, really well done.
Ben Aguilar got a 12.8 before that one. Prabhakaran's going to hope for a better than a 12.8 there. Now back to the sophomore Shuley for Illinois. His career best is a 13.8 on still rings. Didn't compete on the rings against the Wolverines.
Little shaky on that uprise planche.
And Kyle got a 12.15 to start it off. So like you said, a bit of a tougher score than he would have liked to see.
See if Schooley can remedy that. Yeah, like I said, those handstands, so tricky, so elusive. Big double-double and a hop to finish it. They'll be happy with that one.
And like you said, just trying to make up for some lost ground after the first one didn't go their way. Now back over to floor. It's going to be the Panthers. Braden Erickson, another freshman. I feel like we're just saying freshman, sophomore. It's a couple of younger teams led by some key seniors, but younger team indeed. Erickson making his first appearance of the day. You just saw his season best as a 13.5. But last time out was 12.9. His teammate Esquivel Garza got a 12.8 before him.
A full in for the dismount. We haven't seen one of those yet. Wait, we have. Amari does it. That was great, though.
We haven't seen one from a Panther yet.
Yes. Thank you.
And
that is what I meant to
strong
say.
dismount. Sticks it as well. We're going to move back on over to Pommel Horse. And you see the Black Knights. Noah Duran, the sophomore, also from Katy, Texas. And like you said, men's gymnastics, a small community. As he falls off there, a lot of you guys know each other before coming into college, and then when you guys get to the collegiate level, it makes these relationships even stronger. You said there's not even a ton of bad blood everywhere either.
Oh, yeah, not at all. I mean, a lot of these guys you grew up with. You were in the same region. You saw at camps. You saw at practices. Some of them even went to your own club gym. So you see them on the NCAA stage, and, you know, as much as your rivals, you can't help but go up and ask how they're doing. I think it's really great.
And Duran with a great recovery after popping off early in his routine. And Shuley with an 11.95 on the still ring. So you kind of prefaced it before the event. Tough scores. Preston Nye is going to try to change the two lower scores that Eli and I started off with.
Starts off really quick with 2 crosses. Might have been a little short on the first one, but man, that Azarian roll is tricky. It is tough.
And Braden Erickson's score came in on floor of 13.7. And like you said, the Panthers, a strong floor team. They're displaying it today in Champaign.
He wanted that stick. You could see it on his face. A little disappointed, but overall, great set. Those handstands, though, pretty solid. Pretty solid. I'm curious to see what they're going to do.
Something that the Illini squad's going to be working on in practice, maybe?
Maybe. It's tricky. A lot of the guys that got injured were actually in the rings lineup. Now they're not there anymore, and that's definitely been the most difficult lineup to fill.
And it makes you wonder what this Illinois team's going to look like when they are able to get back to full strength. Talking about full strength, this is Ethan Poole for the Panthers. And he's competed on the floor in every single meet this season and got a 13-5 in their last matchup, a loss at Nebraska, their head coach's alma mater.
Double pike to finish, and he finds it.
And you might be a fortune teller because that was by far the Panthers' best event today. You said it before, they're a strong floor team, and all four of their athletes just displayed that. And talk about improvement, Preston Nye scored, came in on the still rings, a 13-8. That's something they definitely needed.
Yeah, there we go.
And now we talked about this guy in the open, Maddox Pabayan. 9th in the country on the pommel horse. And he's got some tough competition if he wants that event title because Brandon Dang got a 14-7 just a rotation ago.
I think he's feeling pretty good right now, though. The three guys before him just put up some pretty good numbers, and so now it's his turn. He can go up and he can swing how he wants to show it off. And that's when you do your best. That's exactly what he did. Wow.
The junior from Houston, Texas, finishes up a strong rotation for the Black Knights. We're going to head on over to the still rings right after we see this replay. And now it's going to be Ryan Van Esternant, the junior. And I love the back of the jersey just saying Van.
Yeah.
I think
it's a little too long. They told him cut it shorter. I had a similar issue back in the day.
Yeah. Two last names might do that to you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to upset either parent, though. You can't pick a favorite.
No, I put Jan. I put Jan on the back.
Good choice. Mom and Dad are going to be happy with that one.
Yeah. She lost all support after that.
I think Ryan's parents are going to be happy with this if he can stick it. A little bit of a hop, but a strong recovery by these two gymnasts.
It's what the Illini need. They don't have their usual big hitters, and so they've called upon, the next guys, and they're answering the call.
And a strong finish there. Like I said, Nye with a 13-8. We'll wait for Ryan's score. On the pommel horse, Noah Duran had a 12.4. Maddox with a strong score but couldn't quite catch Dang. He had 14.55. And that's the end of rotation 3. We'll be back with final scores from rotation 3 right after this break. And welcome back to Huff Hall as we're about to enter rotation number 3. The lead has shrunk just a little bit. Andrew Berkey alongside Jan and Haber Korshen. And you saw a couple of rough scores there from the Illini on the still rings, but a strong anchor performance by Preston Nye in that 3rd spot, and then the true anchor wrapped it up to give him a 157.8. And following shortly behind after a strong floor performance is Greenville with a 156.1, and Army staying in it for now with 154.4. But like you said, when an event like that is judged pretty hard, how can you not let it as a team affect you going into your future 3 events?
Well, teams try to take it one by one. You know, every event is a new mindset. You got a new set of guys, new lineup. A lot of times the Illinois guys will huddle up after kind of a bad session, and they'll get everyone geared for the next event, get them dialed in. And so that is going to be vault for the Illini here.
And they're a pretty good vault team, and by pretty good, I mean number 1 in the country good. And they're going to have their starter vaulting right in front of us, Matthew Wynn.
It's a medium step back. So 3/10 for the step, definitely, plus some other in-air deductions.
And he was just greeted by first-year assistant coach Connor McCool. And for those die-hard Illinois fans, yes, that is the Connor McCool that set numerous records, good enough for 2nd in school history with event titles. And also a former Big Ten Plus broadcaster. We'll see him later in the season in a couple of weeks for the women's team. I know he probably misses putting the headset on.
Oh, I'm sure he does. He loves gymnastics, whether it be men's or women's.
And safe to say he knows what he's doing with all those event titles.
Oh, yeah.
Now back.
Illini legend.
A legend is the perfect word for that. We're going to head on over to the parallel bars where the Panthers are starting off their 4th rotation.
Oh, that's a fun skill. The Suarez, the giant with the half turn to the upper arms. Got me reminiscing.
Back to your heyday as a men's gymnast. It's Michael Avery with the strong finish there.
Yeah, there's that Suarez. I love that skill.
I think he's going to love that too once he gets his score. Matthew Wynn got a 13.7 on vault as we head on over to the high bar. It's going to be Cash Johnston for the Black Knights. And they have some ground to make up here. And a good place to start would be the high bar. They're 9th in the country. It's their 2nd best ranking in a singular event. And you saw a little bit of a hop there, so I couldn't quite pull out the Cash on the dismount. But Cash Johnson looking to get the Black Knights right back into this. And catapulting himself right by us. Preston Nye with a strong vault there.
Probably shouldn't air out his dirty laundry like this, but he's been struggling with this skill recently for a little bit, so it's really great to see him put it on his feet confidently in competition.
Well, I know all the viewers at home love the inside information, so let out as much as you can. And everyone's going to be glued to their TV. Now it's going to be Kevin Larino for the Panthers making his debut for today. Larino, a senior from Las Vegas, Nevada. He's only competed in 3 meets so far.
That was a fun skills. The 3/4 Gatson. It's like a 3/4 pirouette on one arm, and then he goes down and kips up the side. Kind of like old school gymnastics, you know, when it had a little more sparkle, a little more pizzazz. That's really well done. He made that Bovzar look incredibly easy. That is a very difficult skill, not easy. Oh, comes up a little short on the dismount. Very unfortunate. I was about to say it's going to be hard to take deductions on this routine because it was looking real clean up to that.
And Cass Johnson's score came in on that high bar. It's going to be a 12.75. Now for the Black Knights, it's going to be Jaden Blank, the sophomore from Sarasota, Florida, has competed in every meet on high bar, his last score being a 12.6.
Oh. Just a little slow in the front there on that Tkachev. We're looking for a little more speed, a little more explosiveness so that you can get back towards the bar because you got to create this counter rotation. It's counterintuitive almost.
And obviously you said every gymnast isn't perfect. And when that's happened to you in your career, what's going through your head as you head back to get more chalk or you take a second to breathe?
I never fell. That never happened. No, but in all seriousness, trying to breathe, trying to get your heart rate down. You just want to think, what's next. Talk to your coach if you need to. You only have 30 seconds, which is not quite as long as I know you would like, or he would like. But strong finish.
Strong finish is the right way to put it indeed. And now on vault, it's going to be Amari Sewell. And I said we talk about it later in the broadcast. Well, in 2021, Amari was a gymnast for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Well, who was his head coach? J.D. Reeve, the Army Black Knights current head coach. So they were talking before the meet.
Oh, my God. And he does it again. I mean, to be honest, I'm not surprised. He does this in the gym all the time. Almost every day he sticks a couple of these. Last year he was a menace with the 2.5 as well. So business as usual for Amari.
And who do you think wants to take credit for that one, Ribeiro or Reeve? The 1 year he spent over at Iowa, and the Iowa men's gymnastics program went under during the COVID-19 pandemic. So Sewell came on over here, and Reeve headed over to New York to go be a part of the West Point team. And it's safe to say that it's worked out for both of them.
Yeah, I think it was a great pickup on both sides. Amari's great to have around, and then J.D. Reeves is an exceptional coach, and he's done so much for the Army program, and they're on the up and up. So I'm excited to keep watching them.
And back on over to the parallel bars.
Ooh, right there, that skill's called a Makutz. It is quite difficult, and he did that very well.
This is Donovan Davini. Kevin Larino's score came in. It's going to be an 11-4 after the tough dismount.
But that'll pick him right back up.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Davini, a junior from Aubrey, Texas. A bit of a pipeline there for Greenville. They like the Texas boys. And we're going to head back on over to the high bar. This one's going to be Jake Prabhakaran, his second event of the day. Amari Sewell's vault score came in at 14.35. And it's safe to say he's going to be okay with that.
Oh, unfortunate, another fall for the Black Knights. Tkachevs they're deceivingly tricky. Sometimes you think it almost looked like he knew he had it. Sometimes you think you got your hands on the bar, and then all of a sudden they're not, and you're at the chalk bucket.
And like you said, 30 seconds to get back up there, but I bet it feels more like 5 seconds.
Yeah, it sure does. Especially when they're telling you, they tell you 20 seconds, 10 seconds, and you're like, oh my God, I got to get back up.
And in the back of your head, I bet you all love that.
Yeah. I was never the best at dealing with that, but there are definitely ways to.
Well, it's such a mental game, I can imagine. But a strong finish there after a little bit of a hiccup. Now it's going to be Garrett Shuley, the sophomore.
I'm going to see a really, really big vault from him. This is a Suk with 3 twists, or laid out flip with 3 twists, which is more than the 2.5 that we've been seeing. Wow. Yeah, and that was done very well. Getting excited for the boys. Boys getting excited for him.
We'll see it one more time.
1, 2, 3.
So a strong start on vault for the Fighting Illini. Back on over to the parallel bars.
Wow, what a great fight to stay on those bars. That peach half is so hard, especially when you get your momentum off the wrong way. But he worked, got back to the bars. He's got some great upper bar.
And a strong finish there by Jackson Clapper. And the Panthers in second place, and you can see, I think their energy is helping them out so much today.
Oh, absolutely.
And now for another familiar face in his third event of the day on the high bar, it's going to be Joe Buselmeyer. Slowly coming back into the lineup. Only 2 meets this season, this being his third. And Cass Johnson with a 12.7. He started it out for them. But after then, Blank with a 12.1 and Prabhakaran with a 12.05. So a strong finish is going to be needed from their anchor man.
Well, winding up for a big release. Nice. Wow. Awesome. Triple back on high bar. He does it on rings. He does it on high bar too.
And that's going to wrap up rotation 4. A strong finish. Shuley gets a 14.15 to wrap things up for Illinois. So they're going to have a 214.15. That's a big lead for now, but we're still going to wait for the rest of the scores to come in after this break on Big Ten Plus. And welcome back to Huff Hall here on Big Ten Plus. And a very, very strong vault rotation has put Illinois securely in the lead. They're at 214.15 compared to the Panthers' 206.6 and the Black Knights' 204.2. And you see the energy from Amari Sewell right there. What went right for them on vault?
Illinois got some big hitters. They got some really, really great vaulters, big vaults. Honestly, I think it just boils down to that. They've got the guys. They're just some dogs on vault, and that's that.
A couple of junkyard dogs on vault. The perfect way to put it. Now we're going to go over back to vault, but this time it's going to be the Black Knights' Jacob Brenner.
Starting off with a bit of an easier vault, but he sticks it like it's nothing, so they'll take that to start off.
Brenner's first appearance today, the sophomore from Bethesda, Maryland. And like you said, sometimes you just need to see that first athlete go to set the tone for the rest of the team. Even if it's easier, that can still have that same effect, can't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It feels good to absolutely nail a set, even if it's a little easier. Doesn't matter, you can bring that energy.
And now it's on to the parallel bars for Illinois. It's Vahe Petrosian in his second event of the day.
He just looks so sturdy up there. That handstand has been drilled into him since he was a little child. You could tell. Great basics, great line. Bit of a hop forward on that, hop and a step, but otherwise, great routine.
And he already has one bars event title on the year. Like you said, the hop and step forward, but nonetheless, a good tone setter for the Illini as we go back on over to the high bar. Jacob Brenner's score came in on vault. It's a 13.35. You're looking at Michael Avery of the Panthers right now, the junior from Richmond, Texas.
I really like that mount. It's a little different. Starting with the double under to endo. Winding up for some Tkachevs.
This is Avery's first appearance of the season, but a seasoned veteran. He had 10 meets last year as he takes a hard fall.
The straddle Tkachev strikes again. Seems to be the plight of a lot of these gymnasts today.
A hump that the three teams are looking to get over. And he's greeted there by his head coach, Zach Peters. He participated in the NCAA team finals with the Cornhuskers back in 2018 and 2019. So in familiar territory, he's competed here at Huff Hall before.
Lines up, nice double-double.
And we're going to flash on over to vault, where it's going to be Maddox Pabayan.
Can do more than just horse.
Yeah, after a strong performance on the pommel horse. His second event of the day.
Nice, and that was what they were looking for. Good, clean, double full, pause full.
Logan Myers is going to be on bars now. Vahe's score was a 12.45.
Ooh, a little bit of trouble there on that Healy. It's supposed to swing nice and smooth, the handstand. He had to work out of it a little bit. It's a little bit of a fight, a struggle in this routine. You can see it's difficult. It's loaded with difficulty, but it's just not quite. He's not quite showing it off the way I know he can. unfortunate. Puts his hands down on the dismount there.
So not the start the Illini wanted on bars. Logan Myers, a fifth-year guy, a lot of experience.
Logan's had a challenging road over the last couple years with injuries, specifically his ACL, and so it's been tricky getting back with the knee.
We're going to move on over to the high bar.
Starting with the Ginger, the newly increased difficulty Ginger, so it's worth more now. So people are doing it.
Take all the points you can. This is Kevin Lorino.
Stroud to Gajev. Oh, he gets it. Gotta be suspicious of everyone now. Greenville will get fired up for that one.
And you can see by his teammates greeting him hyping him up as well as we quickly move back on over to the vault. And you see Jaden Blank there, the sophomore. We'll see a quick replay.
Another pretty standard vault. Couple deductions, legs in the air, hop back. Overall, well done.
Army's the 12th vault team in the country. Now it's going to be Matthew Wynn on the bars. They're the 7th team in the country in this event.
Yeah, the Illini historically not a great P-bars and high bar squad. Dan's been looking to change that over the last couple of years. Matt is part of that initiative.
And like you said, Dan's the man with the plan.
He sure is. All right, Matt. Man, you can see how excited he is for that one.
And they needed that. Logan Myers with a 10-6.
Yeah, it's a great way to shift the momentum back in your favor. After a rough set, just erasing that, getting a great set down, getting the boys hype.
Now moving back on over to the high bar.
I believe we're going to see a big triple back from him as well. Dismounts have also been upgraded, so the harder dismount you can do, the better it is for your score. And so we're seeing a lot of these. Wow, that was incredibly done.
And Jacob Foster loving it, his coach loving it too. They all just keep pointing at the Panther on their shirt. Let's see it one more time. Talk about impressive.
Wow. Yeah, you could tell he is dialed in with that.
And
he just missed it.
Yeah, quickly, as we were watching that replay, Nick Lester just hit the vault. We'll see it all the way through right here.
Great form in the air. It's really hard to keep good form on vault, especially when you're twisting so fast. There's that peach half that we saw Jackson Clapper do earlier.
And
Wynn got better here.
Wynn got a 14.05 last time up, so Hawk's going to try to do his best to replicate that and, like you said, pick them up from the slower start they had in this event. On the bar, high bar, the horizontal bar, Lorino with a 12.25.
Nice. Yeah, he clipped his foot on the dismount on the bar last competition. So he's been in the gym just absolutely working reps of that double pike, trying to get himself tired and then getting up and doing as many double pikes as you can to make sure that never happens again.
And you hear the ILL I&I chants following that routine. So a strong finish there. Nick Lester got a 13.85 on vault along with Jaden Blink's 13.7. So a strong showing for Army in their 5th event. And we're going to have one more here before we wrap it up for rotation number 5. And a bit of a delay as Davini's about to take the horizontal bar. Donovan, a junior from Aubrey, Texas, his 2nd meet of the year and his 3rd career appearance.
I am truly impressed by what Greenville has been able to do in these short years of being a program. They've been able to scrape together a bunch of gymnasts and put on a really, really, really impressive showing again and again. They've been consistently improving. I'm really excited to see
how
what
much
their
of that
future
is
holds,
because
yeah.
of their great team chemistry. I mean, we talk about Illinois having a great team chemistry led by Dan, the man with the plan, but all 3 of these teams seems like they love each other.
They sure do. You know, there's an amount of brotherhood, you know, camaraderie that you get. You know, you're in the gym with these guys 4 hours every day, 5 days a week. It's hard not to become best friends and brothers even.
Put it beautifully. We're going to be right back with a score recap after this short break on Big Ten Plus.
These are the biggest deductions to look for on a horizontal bar. First, we have angles. All skills that turn should finish within 15 degrees of each. If a gymnast deviates from these angles, they will receive a small, medium, or even large deduction. The second deduction to look for in high bar are knee bends. Anytime a gymnast bends their knees, they will incur a small or medium deduction. The third deduction to look for is form and body position on releases. Make sure to pay attention to their straight body shape, their kick out at the end of the releases. Any of these deductions can incur a small or medium deduction.
More event left in Huff Hall. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from last rotation that's put Illinois firmly in the lead. 264.7 compared to Army's 258.5 and Greenville's 255.75. And this one's been good, but like you said, this has been a huge confidence builder for all three teams, but it seems like the Illini have benefited the most from it.
Yeah, the Illini have definitely been prepared to come out and show up, but this is also a nice little introductory meet into the second half of season, coming off a little break. It's good to see these teams again.
Braden Erickson just vaulted right in front of us. We'll make sure to show you the replay of that in just a moment. But Erickson with a strong start afterwards. We're going to move on over to the parallel bars after this. Joe Busselmeyer taking the bars for the Black Knights.
I've heard his name quite a bit. It gets pretty difficult after competing a couple events. You know, you're a little tired. You're not quite as fresh as you used to be. And so big shout out to this guy for competing this many events. It's not easy.
Well, we were just talking during the break about how after your rings routine, your arms would be burning. You can't even imagine what his arms feel like right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely not.
I know for sure I can't imagine it. I'd have trouble pulling myself just up onto the bars. Meanwhile, you guys do stuff just like that, and a strong start for the Black Knights. And now for the home team, Kyle Mayott's going to take the horizontal bar. He's a junior, and a strong finish will be needed if Illinois wants to hold on to this lead.
Great talk half. Want to see that go to handstand, and he did it fantastic. Whoa, okay, a little bit of a scary fall. He almost had that, trying to grab it with his fingertips there. Just a little too far, and finds himself on the ground. But he's all right.
And he's up. Coach Ribeiro's checking on him.
Maybe a little shook. You know, peeling off like that is pretty scary. Everything happens like so fast, and you don't always know how you're gonna land.
And you hear the silence too, but he's gonna get right back up there and look to finish strong after what you said was quite a scary fall.
Yeah, I think the whole Illinois team is a little on edge when it comes to scary falls after their recent, unluckiness.
You talked about the injury bug that's hit the Fighting Illini right before they get into the second half of this season. Hopefully they can get some of those guys back. Obviously, a couple are out for the season.
All right, good job. Good job, like, getting up, finishing that set, getting excited for the boys. It's hard after a fall to, be excited or, like, have energy. But it's also just as important to bring that when you fall as when you hit.
Well, you talk about
keep the energy up.
setting that tone is so important. This is Ryan Barilla.
Ooh. Unfortunate. It looked like a little bit of a painful landing. Looked a little tentative.
And that was Barella's first appearance since 2023. Junior from Peoria, Arizona. Didn't have a competition last year. And his first competition this season. It's going to be Jacob Brenner now on the bars for the Black Knights. Brenner, a sophomore from Maryland, competes on vault as well. And he's competed in every meet on the bars as well this year. And they'll take that from Brenner as we move on over to the bar again. Vahe Petrosian, the sophomore, as we see a replay on the parallel bars.
We saw this guy on parallel bars too. And he brings over those clean lines, those pointed toes. He brings that over to high bar. His starting sequence is very beautiful right here. Starts with the talk full, and then follows it up with the talk half. Wow, just unbelievable support. And the Piatti, very difficult. So far this set is shaping up to be a pretty good score. See if he can find it. And he can.
Yeah, talk about strong recovery from the Illini. Vahe Petrosian with an amazing stick and almost a tone setter now after a slower start and a scary fall. And just like that, we're already back over on vault. And it's Jackson Clapper.
Yeah, that's an incredible 2.5. The most impressive part of that really is the pre-flight and in air, like keeping your legs together, getting onto the table is so difficult, but he does a really good job of that. And that twist, man, that is slicing through the air like butter.
Erickson with a 13-1, Barela with a 12.4. And then on the horizontal bar, Myatt with an 11.85. As we turn our focus back on over to parallel bars, where Busselmeyer with a 12.3 and Brenner with a 12.5.
Oh. If you're a gymnast, we've all been there. You know, don't want to take the step, but you keep going. Pulled it back here. Big step on the dismount, but otherwise pretty good.
And Petrosian with a 13.6 after that last attempt. Matthew Wynn taking the high bar now.
Like I said, the Illini trying to push to be a P-bar, high bar team, and they're starting to show through with that. Oh my God! Get down. Okay, sorry.
Take us through what just happened.
Okay, so pretty much he was going a little too slow on the giant. You know, it happens. You try to slow him down so that you can get more control on those in-bar skills. Slowed it down a little too much and couldn't really fight out of it. And he fell. As soon as your hips touch the bar, that's a fall. So that's kind of why I said get off, because you're entitled to that 30 seconds. You should get off, you should breathe, and you should try to do what he's doing right now, which is finishing up and minimizing those deductions. I also think he just added that skill to get a B, an extra B. And he finds the landing too. Okay.
He'll take it after the fall. And like you said, adding those difficulty points as he goes on. Is that something you see a lot there after falls?
No, not often. Usually you got your routine, you don't want to deviate, you want to stay in the zone.
And already back on over to vault.
Ricky
and you
Mays,
hear that.
That was really good. Oh my God.
And Ricky Mays is going to take that. Let's see the replay.
Such an explosive gymnast.
And a strong finish.
Okay. The Selly.
Showing as much swagger as he was in the first events he took place in today. So a strong finish for the Panthers. Noah Duran got a 12-2 on the bars. We're looking at the freshman Connor Heary now.
You know, I'm curious what they're going to do with that. it's up to the judge's discretion, but if his thighs touch the bar there, that's going to be a fall with no credit. But I'm not sure. I didn't see.
So we're going to have to wait. Ryan Van taking the final event for the Illini. And looking to finish the orange and blue on a high note.
This is a good guy to. His grip tore on the mount, which is a very unusual time for it to tear. Usually it tears on the the bigger skills. What happens in this situation is you show the judge. That's why he held his hand up. And they allow you to go again at the end of the rotation. So he'll be grabbing his backup grips and gearing up.
And they're going to make that announcement too.
Yeah. That's crazy, though, that it rips on the first swing there. It's
an oddity, you would say.
Yeah. But fortunate, better at the start than in the middle.
And we're looking back at.
Zoom in. Oh.
And you see it all popped off there.
Wow.
And it seemed right as we were going along with no delays, the last gymnast of the day has a little bit of a stoppage. What do you think's going through his head right now?
He's probably just thinking about getting his backups on, resting, breathing. It is a kind of like a jarring, bizarre situation because you're locked in, you're ready to do your routine, and then all of a sudden it just gets wiped, so you kind of got to reset.
Seems like nothing goes according to plan, but new grips on. Matthew Wynn got a 12.65 after his fall, but a strong recovery gives him a couple extra points. Heary with a solid 12 to wrap up Army, so they're going to end with 307.5, while the Panthers are going to end with 309.25, thanks to Ricky Mays' 14-1 on vault, and like you said, a strong performance, but an even better celebration from Mays.
Oh, yeah. It's great to see these guys fired up. I mean, I love gymnastics. All gymnastics is good gymnastics, so.
You talk about the different changes that's gone on as they're trying to evolve the sport, and so far these three teams have done a great job showing why this sport it matters and why so many like yourself love it.
Yeah, it's exciting. If you have the chance, I'd recommend checking out a competition. Not a lot of options, but
well, if you want an extra option, Illini take on Penn State next Saturday, March 8th. I'll be on the call for that one. Should be a good Big Ten battle. And we're going to wait just a little bit longer, but not too much longer, as Van's about to take.
Yeah, usually you go last, but if you're already last, then what? Anyways, what I was saying before is this is a great routine to finish on. Ryan's got great lines. You can see his positions. Wow, basically holds the handstand on that one. That was close. And that layout position is great. Little arm bend on the catch, though. They're going to get him on that. Just a pleasure watching this guy do high bar. See if we can find it. Of course he can.
So we had to wait for it, but it was worth it. Van with the stick, firing up. And that's going to end the day for the Fighting Illini. And not only the Illini, but the Panthers and the Black Knights done as well. So we'll wait for that final score from Van to get tallied in to give you guys the final scores. But we'll take a moment to talk about the Panthers and the Black Knights. A strong performance from both visiting teams.
Yeah, ultimately I think this opportunity was a good one for them to come out here and show progress and show that, they've been grinding. They're trying to get better, put up better scores. And that's exactly what they did. They showed some really beautiful, really clean gymnastics, and they're on the up and up. So regardless of what the scores turn out to be, today's been a really great day for them.
Greenville will be back in action next week. They take on Simpson on March 9th. That's going to be at 1 p.m. And Army is going to take on Simpson and Air Force, but they have a couple weeks off. That's going to be March 14th. And like I said earlier, on Big Ten Plus exclusively, Illinois and Penn State next week, Saturday. It's going to be a good Big Ten battle as Illinois tries to get some good scores before heading into that second half of the season, as we still await that final score from Van. We had to wait for their routine, and it's about right we have to wait for the final score as well.
Yeah, a lot of waiting, but
right after we got done complimenting, no delays, pretty smooth.
yeah, it's pretty
for the
streamlined.
three teams.
Yeah.
And the announcer jinx strikes yet again.
Oh God, the announcer jinx. That was my plague today. The announcer jinx.
It happens to everyone. There it is, a 13-9, pushing Illinois to the lead, a 316.7. And the Fighting Illini are going to win this one. You see the final score there. The Panthers coming in second, the Black Knights coming in third. And these three teams getting ready to go into the second half of the season. And a strong showing from all three of them today. As you see, here are our final scores in total. Is there a singular score that sticks out to you from these three teams on a single event? Don't mean to put you under pressure,
yeah,
but that
putting me on
56
the
looks
spot.
pretty good from Illinois on vault.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely a great score. But honestly, overall, I think the Illini are looking to push a little more. 316 isn't exactly where they want to be. I know with the injuries, it's really tricky. This was a testing ground, it's feel the water. Try out these new guys. Let's see what we can get done. And now we can. Okay, sorry. Now Illinois can start building up and building on that.
And they're going to build on it as much as they can as we're about to wrap up here at Huff Hall. It's been a good one. And we're going to see a couple of the highlights before we send it out. Andrew Berkey alongside Jan and Haber Korshin. Partner, it's been a fun one. And hopefully I'll get to see you later on in the season. But that's going to do it from Huff Hall. Illinois wins this one over Army and Greenville.